Every major innovation inside a research institution starts with a single, highly capable mind. When talented people push their own boundaries and develop new skills, their individual intelligence acts as the primary engine driving the entire organization forward. But a severe vulnerability exists. When those top performers retire or move on to new roles, their accumulated knowledge often walks right out the door with them. The organization is suddenly left with a blank slate, suffering from a crippling kind of institutional amnesia. An individual's career lifespan is temporary, lasting maybe 20 or 30 years. Yet a large organization needs to retain that intelligence over decades, long after the original innovators have left the building. Simply packing a room full of brilliant people fails to guarantee a smart, resilient institution over time. We have to figure out how to capture those fleeting moments of brilliance and weave them into the permanent fabric of the organization. If learning is so valuable, why is it so hard for groups of smart people to learn collectively? First, we run into a psychological barrier called bounded rationality. This is the concept that human beings have strict cognitive limits on how much incoming information they can actually receive and process. Because of these limits, people naturally filter new facts through their deeply held foundational beliefs. This leads to biased assimilation, a phenomenon where individuals actively reject new evidence that contradicts what they already think. Handing a group a new set of facts does not mean they will organically learn from them. Add to that an environmental barrier. Governance spaces are naturally prone to conflict, featuring overlapping mandates and competing interests among diverse actors. These environments form adversarial subsystems, policy networks where participants are highly resistant to accepting new information from perceived rivals. Between our own human cognitive biases and the systemic friction of office politics, organic collective learning is nearly impossible. Left without deliberate intervention, a group will struggle to translate individual insights into shared institutional knowledge. Researchers Tanya Hekila and Andrea K. Gerlach define institutional learning as a dual mechanism requiring both an active action and a tangible outcome. The first half of this mechanism is the collective process. This requires a diverse group of people to actively acquire information, often through trial and error, translate that data, and deliberately disseminate it across the shared workspace. But the collaborative process alone falls short if it does not result in a collective product. This product is the physical manifestation of that shared learning, concrete new strategies, shared rules, or official policies that everyone agrees upon. A rigorous collaborative process means very little if it evaporates at the end of a meeting. The institution must generate a permanent, measurable product that it can rely on for future decision-making. To facilitate this dual mechanism, institutions rely on bridging organizations. These are inclusive, safely designed spaces built specifically to break down silos, equalize hierarchy, and allow diverse groups to collaborate effectively. Within these spaces, three crucial features must be managed. The first is the social feature. Organizations have to take deliberate actions to build trust. Maintaining frequent, routine interactions between different departments minimizes adversarial friction and keeps the dialogue open. Next is the structural feature. You need brokers, skilled mediators who step in to navigate competing interests. By establishing clear rules of engagement, these brokers balance out power dynamics so that ideas are evaluated on merit regardless of who suggested them.
Finally, there is the technical feature. Information systems must be precisely calibrated to match the actual cognitive capacity of the people using them. You have to provide enough clear data to avoid information underload without overwhelming the team and pushing them into information overload. Only when you align social trust, structural mediation, and technical balance can you successfully convert isolated sparks of individual knowledge into permanent institutional memory. When you design governance to be inclusive and structured this way, diverse stakeholders who have historically been in direct conflict begin to develop shared ways of knowing. They create a common framework for understanding complex issues. By providing a safe space to explore different epistemologies, different ways of verifying what is true, you break through long-standing policy stalemates. Participants build deep mutual understanding by examining policy issues from multiple dimensions. This continuous connection and adjustment of approaches in unpredictable environments is the core of adaptive governance. Individuals and organizations constantly refine their methods as they gather new evidence and face complex challenges. These shared frameworks allow institutions to remain resilient, providing the structure needed to react and adjust when faced with complex, unforeseen crises. We do need a reality check. Facilitating institutional learning does not automatically guarantee correct policies or improved real-world outcomes. Sometimes a highly efficient but insular collective process acts like an echo chamber. It can end up reinforcing incorrect beliefs or producing cohesive strategies that completely fail when tested against reality. Competency development professionals and administrators serve as structural architects, designing and facilitating the complex environments where this collective learning happens.
We have to proactively build and maintain the social, structural, and technical bridges within our organizations. By doing so, we ensure that individual brilliance is preserved as robust, permanent institutional wisdom.